Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's Leanne here, and today we're going to be doing some Christmas DIYs. Now these are things I wanted to do for my own family in the run up to Christmas, and I thought I would share them with you. The very first DIY is an activity calendar that I thought would be a great accompaniment to our Christmas this year, and this is how it goes. You want to get yourself 25 little tags. Now these could be wooden tags, wooden slices, cardboard ones like I have here, or you could cut out stars or felt shapes. It's really up to you, but you want to put the number on every one of these tags from number 1 to 25. Now I've decorated these tags using some stamps, some silver pen and some green string just to make them a little bit more festive. And these were just a little pack of 50 tags from Poundland. They were just a dainty little size. I don't know if they still have these. I've had these ones a little while. Now on the back of each of these you want to write an activity. Now you can sit with your kids and figure out these activities. That's what I did, and every activity we have to do on the day that we pick out. Now for specific ones like make Xmas Day cake, I made sure I put a date on it that was going to be the day I wanted to make the cake, and then the rest were just completely random. Now my kids picked a lot of these activities, and this is going to be a new tradition for us. We're just going to have this every year. Obviously I'll make a better one as years goes by, but for this year I have an elf theme, and novelty is absolutely fine with me. This is just a quick simple DIY with lots of supplies from the Poundland shop, and I'm going to be showing you all these DIYs. Literally everything came from Poundland or from poundshop.com online. So let's just get into it. Okay, so I'm repurposing an old canvas here. I do acrylic paint pouring sometimes, and this was a canvas I didn't like very much, so I'm going to be reusing it to make this activity board. Now I just picked a canvas that I thought could fit all 25 of my little tags, and I'm just laying them out to be sure what sort of arrangement I want, which direction I want my canvas to lie. And once I'm happy that it's big enough, we're going to move to actually decorating it. Now I'm using craft felt once again. Packs of this was at Poundland, so I decided that this would be the perfect thing for a novelty activity calendar. So I'm just going to be using a hot glue gun. Nothing too fancy here, no sewing required, and what we're going to do is put our felt long ways for the width of your canvas. You could use a piece of cardboard, you could use a picture frame, you could even use one of the signs that they sell at Poundland. Some of the Christmas signs are quite sturdy. You could buy one of them and cover it with felt. I'm just going to mark out some large stripes so I can cut up my felt that is in red and green here. Just about everything is in this colour scheme for my DIYs today, apart from one thing, which is a custom gift. So you'll be seeing a lot of red and green and traditional colours in this video. Now I'm just roughly cutting these stripes out. They don't need to be perfect because between the stripes I'm going to be using some glitter ribbon. But as long as they're roughly the same width, they should look good. I'm just going to lay them out and to make sure I have enough of them. And once again laying them out just to make sure I have enough cut. It's better to do all this before you start gluing, it just makes things faster. And I'm making sure I have enough felt to overlap the edges. Now I'm going to use my hot glue gun for this, which is perfectly fine for applying felt to canvas, and I'm just going to glue down each stripe a little at a time until I have everything adhered. And then once I have the stripes on there, I still have a few left to do. I'm going to take some of this cheap gold ribbon, which once again was at Poundland, and I'm just going to hide my joins behind gold glitter ribbon. So once you have everything covered, you want to go to the edges and glue all your edges down. And leaving yourself the excess means it's much easier to glue these down and trim them at this stage than trying to make everything a perfect size to begin with. Just glue every piece of felt and ribbon up against the side, right to the top of your canvas. Then I'm going to stand it on the desk just to push it all down flat and trim everything off. And I'm going to do that around all four sides of my canvas just to finish off the covering of this. Okay, so now I'm going to use this adhesive velcro. This is the rough side of velcro. This was left over from some net curtains that I bought on eBay, but I have actually seen this in Poundland in thicker strips. You could just cut it down, and using the rough part only means you can stick straight to your felt. And it holds securely enough that this won't fall off without you wanting it to come off, but it's not so strong that it's impossible to get the velcro off of the felt. So once you have them all stuck in place, you're going to make yourself a little pocket. Now this is optional, some people just like to stick their tags back up to their activity calendar, but I want a little pocket because this will also be counting down the days to Christmas in a way. The kids will know by looking at the lack of little tags left how many days there are left to Christmas. So I'm just cutting out a little pocket shape on 2 layers of this green felt. Now normally this is something I would sew and do properly, but as this is a novelty thing, I will probably be replacing with the theme of my Christmas decor every year. I figured hot glue was probably the better, easier option. I'm cutting the front one a little shorter just so that the pocket is accessible, and I'm cutting a little bit of white felt here to make a trim. Now I'm just going to cut some little zigzags here just to make like a collar of an elf costume, and that is going to adorn the top edge of my pocket at the front. I could have made a neater job, but who's going to notice something like this? And then I'm going to take some of that matching ribbon just to trim out the top edge of that pocket, and this actually helps strengthen the top edge of that pocket for when the kids are putting the little tags in and out. I'm going to hot glue the back piece of my pocket to my canvas so that it hangs down below it but it's nice and secure. Then I'm going to glue on my trim to the front piece, trim down the excess, and then glue my little bit of gold ribbon straight on top of that. I love hot glue, it's one of my favourite glues to use when doing things with felt fabric. Trim that down, and then we're simply just going to run our hot glue gun around the edge of our pocket and adhere it to the front of the other piece. This is only going to hold little card tags, so it doesn't need to be extremely strong, but hot glue is actually quite strong when it comes to binding fabric together. And as a little finishing detail, I'm going to get out a little red button to match the red of my felt above and glue that to the front of my pocket. Now I may come back later and add an elf to this activity calendar once it's hanging up, but for now I'm just going to add a hanging tag to it. I'm going to take some of my gold ribbon and some of the leftover felt, and I'm going to glue my ribbon onto the top of my canvas like so, just so that I have a nice hanger, and then I'm going to cover each piece of felt and glue that over just for extra security to make sure it doesn't fall off the wall. Then I'm going to trim away the excess ribbon. And voila, we have one activity calendar that is lightweight and fun, can be hung on the wall, could be used every year if you wanted it to, or like me, it could be changed out next year because this cost practically nothing to make, a couple of pounds from Poundland and things that I had at home. Okay, so DIY number 2 is an actual gift that's going in somebody else's gift, and it's Customising Baubles. I found this pack of 4 of these little baubles at Home Bargains for £2.99, and what comes in the pack is 4 of these see-through baubles, 2 packs of the adhesive letters, and some of these little card cutouts for going inside the baubles. And all you do is take the top off the bauble, open the bauble, and take that piece of card out. But what I'm going to do is replace the card with some plastic from packaging, because I want this to be completely see-through. The present that this is going in is gold themed, and I thought this would make a nice addition and personalise the parcel. So I'm going to cut out a piece of the bauble shape with the clear acetate, just using the card one as a template and cutting directly around it. I'm going to take the letter of the person that this is for, which in this case would be the letter L, and these are adhesive. I'm just going to stick that straight to my piece of acetate. And I just thought these were a really simple and inexpensive gift, and I think I'm going to go back and actually buy another pack of these because I've got my own tree. I think I want to put the letters for my family in with a little different colour background sequins. I'm going to put a more complementary string through the top of this one, which is a gold and white one. And then before I put my little piece of plastic in, I'm going to put some of these crystals in sequins, some of this white iridescent glitter, and some of these pink sequins in the back of this. This was why I made this clear. So I'm adding some of these acrylic gemstones. Once again, these were from the wedding part of Poundland, and these gold sequins were also from the wedding part of Poundland. And this iridescent glitter, now this actually came from B&M, but they do actually have glitter at Poundland, but I already owned this. And then I'm going to put that bit of plastic back in and close the little bauble and push the top back on. That holds it nice and securely, nothing comes out. And it's really pretty, and because you've put it behind the plastic, nothing's going to hide the letter, and I just thought it was really cute. Now I had 4 of these and only 2 were needed as gifts, so I'm going to turn this third one into one for my son Zach. Now at first I thought about making this personalised too, so I get out the Z for his name, but then I have a better idea. And he likes to put his baubles on our Christmas tree, and our Christmas tree is quite novelty with lots of little elf legs and lots of cutesy things, so I decided to go for something that would match our tree rather than personalised. Now once again, I'm taking a clear bit of this packaging and I'm cutting out my circle instead of using the white card. I mean, you could replace this with glitter fabric, you could replace it with an image, a photograph. It doesn't need to be clear packaging or this white card. You could just use that to cut out anything. So once I've got my little bit of clear plastic, I get out these stickers that I got in Poundland. These are just foam stickers for the kids' crafts part. And I pick out some stickers to put on my piece of acetate. Now the first one is a little Christmas tree, and I thought it looked nice with a little snowman for the idea I had, and I'm still trying to decide whether I wanted the Z, but I decide I'm going to stick with the little scene that I'm making. So I stick my 2 stickers to the front of the piece of plastic. And then just like before, we're going to put some things in the background. In this case, I'm going to put some of the white iridescent glitter, some of these little crystals, although I tried to go for the smaller crystals and pick the bigger crystals out. And also from Poundland, I have some of this iridescent snow that they had. So I get myself some of that and chuck that in there. I mean, they have that every year. I've seen it in a few times, and I have it in like 2 or 3 different styles that all came from Poundland. Once again, trying to decide if I'm putting that Z in, and then I change my mind and leave it out. So I'm going to put my little image in just like before, close it all up, and then I decide to change out that Hessian looking jute string for something that's a little more in keeping with the colours of our tree. And I go for this baker twine. Now this is also from Poundland. It was a pack of 3. This one, the one I used on the other bauble, and I think a green one for £1. And these little bells were also from Poundland. At first I thought I was going to put one on the bauble, but they're just a little bit too big, so I'm going to keep them for a different craft instead. I'm just replacing out that string. And Poundland is absolutely brilliant for things for DIYs every year. I only spent about £10 or £15 on lots of craft supplies, and I have enough supplies to do me for the entirety of Christmas. Okay, so that's that one done. And I'm just showing you here some of the other supplies that I got from Poundland. These stickers I'll be using in the next DIY. And I have so many projects lined up from now until Christmas Day because I love Christmas decorations. Okay, this is DIY 3, and this is the easy brooch pins that the kids can wear to school, or you can wear around the house rather than being completely dressed at Christmas. Now these are from Poundland too, and these are little shaker snow globe stickers, and I thought they were absolutely adorable and that they would make gorgeous little brooches, and this is so super easy. Now I'm going to be using UV resin to do this. All I do is put a coat on the back of each sticker. I'm going to spread it out. Now this will cover the adhesive and give some solidity to my little stickers and make them more solid, and will give me an adhesive to attach a little brooch clip. Now you could just cover the back of these in something like E45 glue and stick a brooch pin on, but I think this added strength is probably a better idea. I'm just taking a lighter to my UV resin just to burst any bubbles. Then I'm going to put a brooch pin straight into the resin and cure it under my UV lamp. Now my kids like to wear things like this to school, for the run up to Christmas, and they also like to gift them to friends. So I'm just taking some of these washi tapes that were at Poundland. Yep, this little pack was at Poundland as well. And the tags that are lying on my desk were previous Poundland buys from the wedding department. I'm going to take washi tape that I think looks kind of nice with that brooch and knock my camera while I'm at it. It's now nice and dry, cured, so I'm just seeing which one of these ribbons will actually look best. And I'm going to simply adhere some washi tape to the bottom of my tag for some added detail. And this was one of those days where I was all fingers and thumbs and making a mess, and this tag probably got messed up so many times while I was doing this. First, as you can see, I've made it a little bit messy at the bottom, so I decided to cover the bottom of the tag where I've ripped it a little bit with a double layer of washi tape, and that fixes that problem. And then I decided to add some silver pen to the outside and somehow managed to get pen on my tag, even though I'd only just took the lid off. So I'm just going around the edge of my tag with a silver pen there. It's just these few simple little steps can turn something ordinary into something more Christmas themed and a little more special. And then I'm going to poke a couple of holes in my tag just so that I can thread my brooch onto this, and that will be ready for my kids to give their friends for Christmas, to wear at school in the run up to Christmas. You can stick these to the front of a little Christmas card. You can just hand them out as is. My kids always love giving their friends something novelty in the few days before the December starts, and that way they can all wear their little Christmas things, counting down the days together until Christmas. As you can see, I've made a few here for my children to hand out, and I'll probably be making more knowing them. And these were just one packet of £1 stickers and some UV resin. And I love the fact you can shake them and all the little stars and sequins move around. Okay, DIY number 4 is actual magical reindeer food. I put this in my kids' Christmas Eve box every year, and this year I wanted to be a little bit different. Poundland had some of these really cute little snowflake bags, but I wanted these bigger ones as we're going to be filling ours with wild bird seed, which also came from Poundland. Now, people that put out oats and glitter, I'm not sure that's a good idea because little birds can eat the glitter or sequins and it stays on the ground and it's pretty messy. So we opt for birdseed, and this one I really like because it has some little red bits and yellow bits and it does look a little bit more special. No glitter required, no birds will be harmed, and my kids can throw this as much as they like and the little birds will still be able to eat it. So I'm just going to fill one of these little cello bags up quite handsomely. I will be feeding the rest of that bag to the birds, don't worry. And I'm just going to seal myself up a little bag of magical birdseed, or sorry, magical reindeer food. And it's all in the decoration. The decoration is what makes it more special. I'm going to take some of those reindeer stickers and some of the little tags. Now at first I think this tag will be okay, but it really is a bit big for this, so I'm going to change to the tags that I used for the activity pack in a minute. This is me just figuring out that it's maybe just a bit big. So before I change my tag, I'm going to add some washi tape to my bag. Now this is completely optional. Some years I will print out an actual label, a card label, cut it out and fold it over the top of the bag, but as this washi tape was there in Poundland this year and I really like the colours of it, I decided to go for washi tape. So I'm using green, which isn't strictly a Christmas washi tape, but I don't think you can tell when it's all together. Some glitter red, which I bought in Poundland last year. You can still get this washi tape in B&M, I think. The red glitter and the gold glitter. It was part of a pack. So I'm putting on my washi tape, one of those Poundland stickers just to the front of my little bag. You know, because it's reindeer food and it's a reindeer. That's how logical that was. And I'm bringing some of those little tags that I bought for the activity pack. So I'm just going to write on it magical reindeer food, sprinkle on Xmas Eve on the back of this little tag. It's kind of self-explanatory. You can download little templates to do magical reindeer food, but I like the handmade look of this one. So I'm going to turn my tag over and figure out where I'm going to put it. First I think it's sticking it under my reindeer, but I decided I want it at the top, so I take some of that gold washi tape and I'm just going to use the washi tape to adhere my tag, putting a little bit of string through it, then tucking it under before I put the washi tape on completely. Well, first I'm going to adorn the little tag with some of that washi tape too, just to make it all coherent. I'm going to tuck it under the edge of my gold washi tape. And I'm going to use another sticker just to make sure everything's nice and adhered. This is me just trying out some stickers to see which one I was going to put on my little tag. I decided to attach my tag first by putting the string under the washi tape and folding it over so it holds it in place. And then I'm going to bring those strings down and actually adhere them a second time under this foam sticker. And not only does it add colour, but it adds strength to that little tag and it just makes everything look so much cuter. And then as a last little touch, I am going to pull out another pack of foam stickers. These are actually ones that I got from a Baker Ross haul, I think. Just showing you how the bag looks right now. But I'm going to pull out these other stickers. And these are just foam stickers as well. And I'm going to use some of them. These were only about £1 for a bag too. Now foam stickers are one of those things a lot of people bypass when they're buying things from Poundland because they think they're just a children's craft accessory, but as you can see you can use them for such cute things. You can use these to make Christmas cards, Christmas tags, or like me, adorning all the little extras that go in the Christmas Eve boxes. So there we go. That is my magical reindeer food, and as a last little bit of glitter, this also came from Poundland. They have a crafting card section and these little bottles of the Dovecraft glitter. I came home with 3, but they actually have about 10 different colours of these, and they're there all year round in the craft card section. And that is my little magical reindeer food. I have 2 children, so therefore I made 2 of these. and these will go in their Christmas Eve boxes, which I'll be showing you in my next video when I start prepping and putting up my tree for Christmas. Okay, this next DIY. This is a felt pet stocking, but you could use this to make even a children's stocking, sorry. I've done 2 extras for my kids. I got this Christmas dog stocking at Home Bargains. Now this wasn't a Poundland buy, but I think they actually do have pet stockings in there. I wasn't looking at the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take everything off of this and take it apart. As you can see with my struggles, it's actually really difficult to get this apart, and the thought of doing that on Christmas Eve when I've got an impatient dog sitting staring at me from this very ugly stocking, I decided that the dog needed something a bit more special and easier to get into. So I'm just trimming off the mess that I made there and taking everything out of this little stocking. This was not expensive. I think this was $1.99 or $2.99 from Home Bargains. I'm looking for a cat one too, because my cat obviously has to have his own. And I'm just putting these aside for now because I'm going to make a stocking for them. And we're going to be using more of that craft felt that came from Poundland. Now you could do this with any fabric, but like I said, all my supplies were coming from Poundland for all these crafts. And I think felt is a great medium to use for making Christmassy novelty stuff. It's nice and bright, it doesn't fray, and it's not too expensive, so you can always change it out next year without feeling guilty because it didn't cost you much to make. I just used that little tray as a template to draw myself a stocking, and with the 2 pieces of felt held together, I am going to trim out my stocking but leave myself a little 1 centimeter border all the way around, so that when it comes to sewing I have a little extra to sew with. I'm going to take just the front piece of my stocking and facing the right way towards me. I'm going to put the other piece aside. I'm going to take some red and green felt and cut myself some little stripes here. Now anything you want to do to the stocking you would do on the front at this stage when it's nice and separate from the other part and you can sew on it quite easily. I'm just cutting myself some little stripes. I'm going to lay these out how I want them to adorn my little stocking, and I was pretty much figuring this out as I went, seeing what looks good. And I decided to cut a little extra bit for a heel or a toe, but I think I don't end up using this actually. I cut it out thinking it would look better, and I don't think I end up sewing to it. Okay, if you notice I'm not trying to make anything the right shape or size for the stocking, it will all get trimmed off after sewing. And for the very top there, I'm going to take a piece of white felt. I'm going to fold it in half once I cut it to size, and that is going to be sewed on as the little trim edge on the top of my stocking. And then I'm going to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew everything on. As you can see, my camera was hating the fact that it was sat on my sewing table and kept wanting to turn with the vibration of my sewing machine, but I'm pretty much just sewing everything on using either a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch and sewing them to my stocking. With the white trim, I folded it over and sewed it to the top, so it was quite a bulky thick edge, and with the little stripes I used a zigzag stitch on either side of my stripe just to hold the edges down and finish them off nicely. And I did that with all my stripes, sewing down all the edges of my stripes. Now, I actually lost some of the footage of me putting this together, so I'll just talk you through. Basically, after sewing all those stripes on, I added a nice C, which I sewed on the same way, and then I faced my 2 pieces of felt stocking towards one another with the wrong sides facing out and sewed around the very edge of my stocking. So now I'm just trimming off the edges of that sewn stocking, cutting some little slits in places that need more help to turn out, and then turning it the right way out. Felt can be a little bit stiff when you're turning it out, but just persevere and do it a little bit at a time, pushing your fingers into all those seams to get it to come the right way around. And as you can see, it is really cute. Now I could have sewed a ribbon in when I was sewing it together, but for me I find it easier just to attach the ribbon at this stage once everything is assembled. I'm just going to take some of this really cute polka dot ribbon, which also came from Poundland. I think this was in their Easter stuff. I'm notoriously bad for buying lots of craft supplies all year round and hoarding them, so I have these from Easter, but I think Home Bargains or B&M actually carry ribbon like this all year round. So I'm just figuring out where I'm going to put that bow, and this is just the final touches. You don't need to add a bow. I just thought I really liked that ribbon. It went really cute with the little design here. And I'm switching on my glue gun because we're going to hot glue these on. So I'm just going to pack everything in the little stocking, and this means I also have space to add extra stuff whenever I see little treats when I'm out and about, because we still have about 4.5 weeks till Christmas. So the stocking will get filled with some extra little bits. I'm going to take my glue gun and still trying to decide where to put that bow. I end up going for the top corner where my tag is going to be, my hanging loop. I'm just holding that on there. And then for my hanging loop, I'm just going to glue my ribbon in half to make a loop. And just where I've put that glue, I'm going to glue the outside of that and then stick it into the back edge of my bag, right in the corner. And that is one little stocking finished. And very cute. And with a C for Chico. Now this pattern here is a reminder that you can still get this on my blog. It's a free download for a knitting pattern, and is a tree ornament of an elf. There will be 4 more coming in the very near future. Have a nice day, and I'll catch you in the next video.